Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities in Vacation. Because after you're watching this, that's officially where I am. So yeah, welcome to Obscurities in Miniatures. Today is my last official day of caring about work. Hopefully everybody had a nice Mother's Day for all those of you who were celebrating it, because that's what we all did yesterday. But this is like the last full normal week of work before everybody's graduating, going to all their various activities, and I have absolutely no free time. And next week, with the actual graduations and vacations and being out of the country, I think we're going to call it a day. But fear not, we have plenty of videos actually tucked away. I will be posting some stuff. It's already set every now and then over vacation. I will be back in an official capacity, putting out new stuff probably around the end of July, but there is always new content waiting for you guys. And my new printer should show up today. I already went ahead. Yeah, that was my Mother's Day gift for myself. No, that was cool. My wife got that for me, so kudos to her. Anyways, let's talk about things that were printed, because I think that's almost all we have exclusively. Yeah, actually we do, and we'll talk about that. So I got another figure painted up by my dad. This is a pop-on from Kyoshineko, part of their Weird War stuff. They had some troops from Papua New Guinea, and so I know my dad has been painting up his Anzac guys that I printed up in 54mm from War Games Atlantic, and I can see the spot we got to fix up there. But anyways, he wanted to have a Papua New Guinean Papan, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, to scout ahead for his troops. So I cannot remember the name of the specific submachine gun that he is carrying at the moment. Shame on me for not knowing all my World War II firearms, but I know it was a very unique one that was being used by the British, I believe, if I remember correctly. So yeah, he got that guy finished up, and who knows, maybe we'll see some more once I get that new printer all tuned in, and I'm going to probably have to nag some people for their official settings so I can play around with mine before we leave. Hopefully we'll see some results from that soon as well. And speaking of results, you guys summoned Mr. Percival Sparkle Trout, and we did manage to get some figures painted from him. Actually, he'd painted a couple up a while back, but he finally got to me, so all right, without further ado, this is a model from Skullforge Studios. I'm about 99.9% correct that's who it's from, but it came out pretty good. If you want any kind of various models from a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, they have got some very interesting ones. I will admit, even I have been tempted with some of their alien and scum and villainy types. So I don't remember what this guy is called, but it came out pretty nice, and hopefully once I have some free time, we'll actually get to put these to use again. Alright, we have got a really eclectic mix this week. A model from the Maker's Cult. This is one of their Iron Hands menials. Iron Hands are supposed to, I think, go along with the Iron Hive. I think they were called the Iron Hands, weren't they? Iron Hive is like their kind of industrial, evil robot Tyranid styled faction. I say styled because they're not exactly Tyranids, and not everything is a one-to-one proxy anyways, but just a fun, bizarre figure. I like the kind of quasi-Dead Space, Bioshock-looking helmet, and it's an interesting touch to give him the extra arm with the servo one. I do like the exoskeleton frame there. So this is one of the bigger ones, probably like what would be like the equivalent of a 3rd gen Cult member. I don't remember my Gene Stealers all that well. And then finally a model from Picles. I had to think about it for a sec. I believe this is based off of a Halo design? Does that sound right? It's either Halo or Starship Troopers, but I'm leaning towards looking at that helmet, and the fact that it's got that nice goldish visor makes me think Halo. I'm feeling like it was in one of the animated movies or something like that. I think I saw it at one point. I don't know. Came out nice. I was expecting it to be a little bit bigger. you know, our Skullforge guy right here is like a basic human-sized typical model. For some reason, I thought this is going to be like Landmate size, but you can see here it's more like, I don't know, Terminator in equivalent, I guess. And speaking of Terminator-style models, the one thing that I wanted to see from him, myself personally, was more of the Nyx Power Armored from Crimson Steel Mech Works, who have their current campaign running for a whole new faction, which is already spiraling off into stretch goals, and God knows how many things are going to end up there. And me being me, I want more. But we did get some more of the Nyx suits from him. And as you can see, well, let me grab a basic one that I did, because that's half the fun with these. And this is when things are just getting rolling naturally. You can see here there's quite some variations in both the whole dome helmet part of it, the power supply, the extra ammo. I think I might have used the same legs, but I know these are different arms because they got like the little grenade launcher tubes or something on there. I'm going to do like the Zaku style round ammo canister there. I'm like, I don't even remember. I know he's got more parts too, so we'll see when they show up. Please continue to nag him, everybody. But they are just fun. Now, this is actually my favorite one that he's done. And it's just like so stripped down and simple. But this is also one of the Nyx Power Armors. And again, that's half the fun of these things, is that there's such a ridiculous amount of variety. If you are even remotely interested in the modeling aspect of this, I'm just going to keep mentioning it, and I'll put a link down below so you guys can take a look at it yourselves. But if you want some very cool, you know, sci-fi power armor that is just going to be hella modular and tons of options, you cannot go wrong with this stuff. It gives me a bit of a, what are they called, the elementals in Battletech, like the infantry guys, but it also a bit of a Pad Labor Brocken with that visor the way it is. So that's what he got done. What did I get done? Well, I got a couple things done. I'm not too pleased with this guy, but yet another Raging Heroes model. This one was, I think it was supposed to be a Dark Elf, and I'm not sure if that's what I painted it like. And I didn't bother doing any actual content, it's just scribbles. I'm thinking I probably should have changed the white tassels because they do kind of blend in with the skin, and I wanted to get a nice black mask on him. And I'm like, it's okay. I could have done better. Maybe I still will. I was so bummed out about breaking all of the recent stuff. I am looking forward at least to seeing what we've got in the future. I broke a bunch of the Sea Elf types that Raging Heroes just put out for this month. And this is a guy that's been sitting around for a while that I finally got around to. It is a, Dwarven engineer from Avatars of War. And he was a real pain in the butt. That's what I'm focused on, because he was all one piece with the gears, with the ammo box, with it's a solid one piece print, and it was really a pain trying to get a brush in between his legs to paint. Yeah, that sounded lovely, but it's a cool model. I really like this guy. Of course, I like most of the dwarves that Avatars of War have done, so what can I say about that? Alright, what else we got? Yet another of the Void Crafted, because I absolutely adore Piper Makes stuff, and I am just continuing to try to use up all of the various parts. And I printed a lot of these guys. What were these? The Luminor? I always forget the naming conventions to them, but, you know, if you ever want to pick up any of these, as always, like I said, we'll have those links, but there's just a ton of cross-compatibility, and they're just really fun kits. I thought this was just kind of a fun one, and this is the model that I was thinking to myself, if I ever wanted to do, like, a machine-based Frostgrave Warband, this is my new mage. And like, even though I have like this floaty guy here, I love this guy with these big crazy binders. And they actually made an upgraded one. So they had the lore core, I believe what they were called, is like kind of the big 50 millimeter based guardian types. And they have a version, at least a special one for the people that hung around for that month with giant binders like that. And I absolutely am going to try and print one. Well, no, I already printed one. We're going to try to paint them up. But slowly but surely, this warband is coming along. And they'll get their big friend while they're at it. All right, what else we got? Here is a model that has been sitting around for a while, and I finally got around to finishing him. I didn't do the best job, but it came out okay. This was a Minoan captain from Atlan Forge. And another Minoan sitting here, and I broke him. I was very bummed out about that. I think that's what spurred me to get this guy finished up. Actually, I painted a bunch of the Minoans, and I really like them. Every time they offer them up, I got to come back and grab some more. And I do think his base came out kind of nice. I like the white on it. And I think I finally got like the colors for these guys all figured out as well. I was using them kind of like a Custodes stand-in. Ew. I need to redo those. It came out all right. And finally, the piece that at least I'm most happy about is the first of my new Kador suppressors. And my god, what a pain in the butt this guy was to paint. And if ever there was an argument to be had for a return of multi-part models, like real multi-part models from Privateer, it would be these guys. There is a dude in a suit, and you can see his hands by my thumb there. He's got his arms holding on to the triggers of the gun, and you can actually see more of his uniform back there. And yeah, I painted it all. Stupid me. And he's got like the kind of armored bracers on his arms there. I painted everything underneath there. That was insane, and not the smartest of me, and I don't really care, but I did it anyway. And I also don't think that it's actually supposed to have all the rivets painted, but I'll be damned if I don't paint every freaking rivet on every freaking Kador model I own. I can't help myself. I really, truly can't. I love painting rivets on Kador models. I'm like looking around. Don't I have any Kador models still hanging around? I forget which Warcaster this guy is. And again, rivets. Rivets everywhere. And yes, they are all painted. The reds don't match, but that's okay. These guys are a new generation of Kador, so it all works out. And they do have different poses. Good. I was worried about that. For some reason, I was looking at newer models, and it looked like they're getting into their old habits of having everybody in the same pose, which I think is really lazy and lame. I really liked the look of the new Dusk Flame Lizardmen Dragon dudes for Mark IV War Machine. But then I saw like some of them, I feel like they're all in the same poses. Maybe it's just me, maybe I'm wrong. If you guys have any experience with them, let me know. One of these days I'm going to at least grab one of the Warcasters and give them a spin and see how it turns out. But yeah. So, as I was saying, we will have all of these. Hopefully I'll try to take photos of everything and post them up slowly but surely. We'll have links to everything down below if you want to go and do a much better job of painting things than me. By all means, knock yourselves out. You want to check out any of the campaigns or places, do yourself a favor, find some cool models. I wholeheartedly recommend it. And if you need to get in touch with me, or if you just want to, see what's going on, I do tend to post when I'm on vacation a lot more on Discord, just because it's like my nice connection to the English-speaking world around me, because after a few weeks of nothing but Japanese, I do need a little bit of that taste of home. So you can get the link through the Patreon, and there is the freebie option there, so by all means, join us, and you can see what kind of wacky shenanigans I'm getting into, and just speak your mind and show off your models, because I always like to see that. I will put those up, and you're always welcome to do the same with that weekly painting progress hashtag. And one way or the other, I will be in touch with everybody, and I will definitely see you guys all back here in July and we'll have plenty of videos in between now and me finally getting a moment to relax. So, with that said, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities in miniature, saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here soon, even though I'm going to be on vacation. Bye-bye.